So then, GT World Challenge's 3-hour race at Monza. Let's talk about it because there are a couple of different headlines that stood out for me at the second round of the GT World Challenge Europe Endurance Series. I think firstly, it was reassuring for me, having been in so many sim racing Monza lobbies, that even with a new T1, even in the real world, people seem to have found ways to cause the most bizarre of accidents. From just getting beached, trying to rejoin, a bit like Lance Stroll in Interlagos last year, to whatever that. It was, even before Curva Grande on the first lap, wasn't it? When we saw the Aston in the wall. There were so many interesting, unique incidents that happened. It was actually almost bizarre. And sometimes it's quite nice to see that us sim racers, we're seemingly authentic. We're a bit like the real deal when we no-brake into the Rettifilio on the first lap. It just... I'm almost lost for words. It was strange. I think outside of that, there were just people who had rotten luck. I think the unluckiest had to be the Garage 59. There's 2 races in a row they've retired now, and not exactly of their own doing either. So, yeah. Bad luck for them. At the same time, there were cars that ended up retiring just because of other rotten luck that they faced over the course of the race. So, whilst some drivers, like, I would say actually the other Garage 59, which made it to the end this time with second place, was actually quite lucky. But, yeah, I mean, the other car, the one that's McDonald, Pratt and Smalley, they've been competitive both times out. But they've just been unlucky. That said, a team that did have some good luck and good fortune was the 48. They were the pole sitters last time out and dropped down because they picked up a penalty, didn't they, Paul Wreck? But, yeah, they managed to minimise the damage done by the Paul Wreck race, which had slightly more points than this time out at Monza. And they won in Monza. So now only 2 points behind the WRT team, who likewise made the most of winning at Le Castellet to hold a good points advantage. They finished 5th in Monza, whereas the 48 finished 4th in Paul Ricc. But they still lead the championship by 2 points before we head into the strangeness of the point system, Spa 24. And also, it's nice to see people who you recognise from other series competing. And the one that stood out for me with this one had to be Ash Sutton, who was quite a capable GT racer. Almost as capable, as I would say, as when he was behind the wheel of the 991 Paradigm M4 GT3 Evo, as he is behind the wheel of his front-wheel drive Ford Focus British touring car. I was impressed with how well he got up to speed in the car alongside Darren Lung and Sean Galisle. And it's interesting to see that in coming races, the likes of Jake Dennis and Toby Surrey will be behind the wheel of that car as well. Anyways, those are my thoughts, those are my feelings, those are my observations. Thank you so much for joining, folks. Till next time, it's bye-bye for now.